distance, the thin line that separates your shadows from my soul. As these walls begin to fold, head lost in the silence, cold stars illuminate the secrets on your tongue and the poison in my lungs. Every passage ends, a new road begins. The further I descend, your labyrinth. Blind eyes in the darkness, frail hands reaching out, sword echoes in the smoke as the doors behind me close. No cure for the madness, each turn tangled in the fear of losing sight of the slowly fading light. The further I descend, your labyrinth.
And welcome back, guys. This is Talent League, and kicking it off, we have Titans versus Ignite. But obviously, we can't get into the game before knowing who I'm casting with today. And we have the lovely Tom J. Sherlock. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastically, thank you, Winter. It's a beautifully lovely sunny day, and we've been treated by the weather, and now we're going to be treated by some hopefully fantastic siege as well. This is our first round of fixtures in the Major League, and we've got Team Titans up against Ignite Esports kicking us off today in a best of two.
Yeah, it's the first games of this season, and the playoffs. Obviously, it's going to be a very high stakes game. You want to be kicking off your season with a good start, but not only are the stakes in the league, but I believe there's a player on Ignite that has a little bit of hair on the line here.
Yeah, I think we spoke to, I believe, some of the members of Team Ignite before the stream today. And I believe Ted, if they get to an LAN, they're going to shave back Ted's hairline by an inch. So, I mean, if he's got to be careful, especially in this weather as well. He's going to have to get some sun cream on that scalp, I reckon, especially with how nice the summer's looking as well. But, I mean, it's all on the line, and it's certainly on the hairline of Ted going into this one.
Yeah, I think it's an inch for every death he gets.
Indeed, and I mean, I don't know if that's going to be across the whole best of two, because I feel like if it's not just for the one map, I feel like Ted's going to be turning up bold at his first LAN of the season. Which I mean, if there's a time to go bold, it's probably in the summer. I'd much rather do that than in the winter. My head would get so chilly, and it's quite a big head as well, so we get
Yeah,
very
it's
very cold.
absolutely boiling today. I don't understand how some people have managed to. I've seen people running around outside, and I was like, bro, no, I couldn't even sleep. I tried to go for a nap earlier, and I was like, it's too warm. But it doesn't matter about me or you. It's about the players. And going for the map bans, it's quite interesting to see. We're going to pretty basic club in Oregon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our first map of the day is going to be Oregon. In both these maps, we're going to have Ignite Esports on the attack first, with Team Titans on the defense. I'm hugely excited for this one. Like we said, it's the first round of fixtures in the Major League, and we're going to see if the Colossus of Team Titans can overcome Team Ignite here, or if Team Ignite are going to set fire to this league here, Winter.
You know, I absolutely love casting with you, Tom. Absolute best experience of my life. But yeah, it's pretty basic to be going to club in Oregon, and to start off the season, you want to be coming out with something strong. So this could be a reason why the teams have kind of etched it towards these pretty basic, pretty default maps to get the secured win, rather than trying anything fancy, any new fancy strats on possibly Villa or something. You want to be going in pretty strong, which I believe at least for Ignite, they seem a little bit confident today.
I mean, yeah, we've seen them on the Twitter. They seem pretty confident. I mean, looking at the poll on Talent League as well, I believe it was 67% in favor of Team Ignite. So, I mean, they might have a couple of fans sort of swaying those votes as well. But either way, they're fan favorites to take this one. I think the draw was maybe down very low, coming as like the third option in the poll as well. But yeah, I mean, if we're going off what the fans say and what's on paper, maybe Team Ignite, but we all know Siege isn't a game played on paper. It comes down to how you perform on the day and in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It does not matter if you are a number one champ, you can still get bested by someone below you. And this is the way the underdogs come into play. Could it be the underdog of Team Titan that's going to come up and snatch a win? Or is it just going to be the absolute domination from Team Ignite that I think it was you who voted for Team Ignite on that Twitter poll?
Yeah, I mean, I did vote for them, but that might be a little bit biased. They just said they liked me, so they won my support instantly. But we're not biased as casters. We're just here to see some good siege, and that's what we want to see. We want to see some good, entertaining siege. And you noted on it earlier, really. It's sort of those basic maps that pretty much every team drills very often, scrims very often. You're going to see some pretty standard strats coming out on both these maps. But it's just going to be down to which team can sort of implement and execute those strategies most effectively.
Yeah, teams, they obviously have spent so much time in Siege, whether it is in ranked or in scrims, like you said. They know the ins and outs of these maps. They know all the little hiding places you can be, all the little pocket strats, and it's going to be a good game to see.
Definitely. And I mean, like you said, you're usually going to see sort of the same sort of strats going into these maps, but we might see something a little bit unusual. It is a new season. So, I mean, the teams might have been away planning out something a little bit different. We might see a couple of weird operator picks as well. And I mean, that's what it's all about, mixing things up and trying stuff different if it doesn't work first time round.
Yeah, like you said, it's been a while since end of any season really, and now they've seen SI. They've maybe stolen a few of the SI tricks. I know I've seen a lot of SI strats in ranked, and I am not liking it. It's like the Plat 3's coming out with these like full-on pro league strats, and it's like, bruh, no thank you. But it's gonna be these little strats that are gonna pull it away for some of the teams. Whether it's gonna be down to gun skill, could be some of the teams heavily relying on that, but it doesn't matter about your gun skill if you're still going to be able to get a really amazing flank down, or if you're going to be able to sneak up behind someone. Gun skill doesn't matter if you're not looking at who's shooting you.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like, if you can catch people off guard, regardless of what sort of skill level you're at, if you're shooting someone in the back, they're not going to be able to return fire, and it's just going to be an easy frag for you. But I mean, going into this first one, we're going to see Team Titans on the defense first on Oregon. Do you see that as a little bit of an advantage for maybe Team Titans going into this first map?
Maps on Siege are defender sided, but we have seen in the past, like I think it was the game that we casted, we saw a very, very attacker sided clubhouse. And could this be the same for Oregon? Is this the time for attacker sided maps in Talent League for us? But only time will tell. We are waiting for one more player to get in the lobby, so it shouldn't be too much longer. But yeah, Oregon. I want to see maybe a 4-2 split or a 3-3 split. Make it a really close game, and possibly get a few inches off some of the players of Ignite. Get their hairline receding.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel bad for Ted if he does end up with a bald head, but I mean, maybe goes to show the confidence coming into this game that he's willing to put his head literally on the line. His head is literally on the line here, and I mean, they do look confident, Ignite. Looking on the socials, we haven't heard much out of Team Titans, but I mean, they might just let their Siege do the talking here.
Yeah, and Siege is something that doesn't take place on Twitter majority of the time. It takes place within this custom match that we are going to be getting on the way soon. But yeah, Ignite are looking pretty confident. They got a few gunners on their side as well, as I would like to be looking out for Tempeta and Cryptic on the side of Ignite, and on the side of Titans. A little bit unknown, but I really want to see who their main frags are. Who are they relying on to get that opening space within inside the building and just get a foothold onto control?
Exactly that. And I mean, you mentioned about Tempeta and Cryptic looking to be the gunners. And I mean, we're going to see what they can execute and really show off early on here, especially on the attack. It's probably on that attacking half where you're really going to sort of see your absolute gunners come to fruition here. And I mean, I think we've got all the players in here. We're just waiting on just the players to confirm up, and then we can get this first map on Oregon underway. Our second map is going to be Clubhouse as well, just to let you guys know. And it is a best of 2 today, so it can end in a draw. As we mentioned previously, this is the league, so it's going to be a round robin throughout the entire league. And I think we've got both teams ready here, so I think we're about to get underway here.
And I cannot wait. This is it. This is what we've all been waiting for. The first game. The first game of the playoffs.
Let's go.
Titans versus Ignite, and looking like it doesn't look like we have any better game to start us off with.
I know, I'm excited for this one, Winter. I've been like itching to get underway with this all day. It's absolutely boiling, but hopefully they're going to be cooking up a storm in this match for us as well. And when these bans come in, are we just going to see our standard bans, maybe a Thatcher to get things going here? Yep, and we do exactly. I'll let you have a go on this next one here.
To see possibly a hard breach ban coming in from Ignite, or maybe they're going, or maybe like a Nomad for a flank watch, or I want to see a hard breach. I think we're going to see a hard breach ban.
Maybe a Habana, do you reckon?
Possibly for the hatches, but no.
Almost.
Yeah, we've taken Maverick out. This is the ability to. It's kind of like an anti-breaching. You need to be able to get below if the Maverick is off the board. You can't really open up a little hole, throw a nade through. That's not really going to work. Mm-hmm. And this is going to force the attackers into a lot more map control. They can't just go for a solid attic push. They're going to have to take control and get underneath to get the stuff off the wall. Or they could be bringing a Twitch through the drone hole.
Or yeah. I mean, there's a lot of viable options, but I mean, with that Thatcher and Maverick off the board, the bans, you've got to say it's looking a little bit spicy here for Team Titans to get things underway, especially on Oregon here. We know how effective Maverick can be. Like you mentioned, opening up that attic, so that's going to be a lot harder to take. Maybe we'll see a little bit more of a one-dimensional push coming over from sort of master bedroom and that double window in bunks. And we're going to see that final ban of Whamite as well. So you'd probably say sort of some of your more standard bans coming in here. But I mean, the bans are in. The game's loaded in, the players are ready, and we're about to get underway here. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show, boys and girls, as we're going to have Ignite attacking first here on Oregon. And it looks like they're going to be going up against Team Titans here in kids' dorms and dorms.
Yeah, certainly, right. The K ban and Whamite, it's pretty basic. It's to stop these projectiles along with kind of securing the fact that you can open these hatches, that majority of the wall denial is going to be on the bottom. So if they are going below with maybe an Ash or a nade from Iana, it'll be a lot easier for them. They don't have to really reach up to the stars to get that K-Claw off the roof.
Exactly. And I mean, interesting to see a mirror not banned here on Oregon. We know how effective mirror can be, especially in the majority of these sites, especially going down into basement. And that mirror just gives you so much intel. It lets you hold so many angles. But I'll be intrigued to see where mirror sets up here, especially upstairs in kids and dorms. Is there sort of any areas that you expect to see us set up here?
Guys, they are predicting that Ignite are going to be coming from, because you could always have one over towards the one reinforcement there in attic looking into trophy and master, but then there's also centers a long big window if they're thinking maybe a quick rush, a big window jump in.
5 seconds to go.
Or they could just be putting it towards attic and stopping that attic push and just relying on gun skill for the big window jump in.
I mean, it seems a little bit of a slow setup coming out from Team Titans here. I mean, it's late in the day. Hopefully they've woken up and they get to get cracking with this one. And I mean, like we said, it's a pretty standard setup on these sort of very highly drilled sort of scrimming maps and in competitive maps. So we're going to sort of see a lot of the same strategies coming out from our teams here. But it just comes down to that execute. And I mean, we're going to see a lot of shotguns in the hand here, just to open up those rotates as well. And it looks like it might be a sort of a push. And look how early they are beneath here, Winter. We're going to have probably the buck of Cryptic here, looking to open up some vertical play, sort of force those players of Team Titans out of positions that they're not really used to. I mean, looking at Team Titans here, I think we might have all 5 players up on site here for Team Titans.
Is one no, they're all in sight or in attic and trophy, and in armory, but it does seem like they're going for such a total hold with the use of the Aruni gadgets as kind of like a projectile denial on those walls and the mirror. It doesn't look like they're really concerned about their own game.
I mean, yeah, they don't look concerned about their own game. Maybe that just goes to show how much confidence they have in their squad here, just to lock down these angles. And I mean, we're going to see the first shots being fired here as Calm looks to pick up this player of Indez in the bunks. Just going to tag him up, but he's going to get away from that one. And I think, oh, there we go. Calm does pick up Indez. And I wonder if they're going to maybe go for a cheeky bolt in here. It'd be a bold strategy, especially with that mirror in play. But Cryptic's going to get traded back by Explode. And I mean, 4-4 here, plenty of time left on the clock. And that's going to be a bomb going down here.
Really control, but no, the bomb will not be going down. Best picking up one with that C4 kill and taking out Dixon. Now he's left in a 2v4 situation. It's all down on the shoulders of Tempesta and Mitchell.
And just as you say that, Mitchell unfortunately gets picked up by Explode, picking up his second kill of the game. And I mean, you mentioned about Tempetta's potential fragging ability here, and he's got the perfect opportunity to impress us early doors here. I mean, 1 against 4, 40 seconds left on the clock. It's asking a lot of the man, but we'll see what he can do here as he looks to rotate into the showers here. But I feel like Expo might be able to pick up his 3rd kill of the round here, picking up that unusual position. Gonna hear that grenade getting put. And that's just an easy pick for Explo there, picking up his 3rd kill of the round, I believe. I mean, we said Team Ignite were looking confident going into this one. Team Titans stamped their authority early doors here, Winter.
We commended them on exactly that, of how much early control they got, how much aggression they got with just getting inside the building, getting that first pick. I think Tom's just drunk a little bit of hot tea and is fanning his mouth. But yeah, it's definitely something that didn't go the way that we expected. 30 seconds, they already had complete bottom floor control. Was top floor. We had a player in Armory, a player in Attic, and that was about it for the extended hold. And with the vertical angles, yes, it was watching the bottom of White stairs, and it did work out for Team Titans, but I think Ignite just did a few wrong decisions of not utilizing the fact that there was absolutely no review game.
I mean, I think they took a gamble, I reckon. They saw the opportunity for a plant. They were going for a plant with maybe, what was it, 80 seconds left on the clock there. Clown's like, I'm just going to stick this one. And he did almost stick it, but we saw Best picking up that C4 onto Clown and also picking up a frag. I'm not sure what player it was onto, with that Vector as well. And I mean, if they get away with that plant, it's probably a completely different game. But unfortunately, they don't manage to pull it off. It's one of those sort of just split decisions, which can either pay huge dividends for the attacking side, but Team Titans managed to lock it down. We said they were pretty much turtled up on site there, and that's what they did, and it was effective.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
We are seeing Titans taking the lead. It's something that we thought would be a bit of a, well, not even a bit, we thought it was going to be a very Ignite-sided aggression for the attacking half.
Gonna get into Tempesta. Oh no, Explo 4-0 at the moment. The man can't be stopped at the moment. And you've got to say, I feel sorry for Ted's hairline if it's going to continue like this.
Ted's hairline is not looking great right now, but getting the Ion off the board quite early on is just starving the attackers of so much information possible, along with the 2 nades. And that's just, I think, timing on that kill then just works so much in favor for Expo.
Yeah, it did. And Explo, he's got that confidence now. That you see that sort of staggered push, sort of into the garage there, catching Tempesta off guard. And Ignite here, they're going to have to slow things down. They need to clear out these roamers. The drones are going out. It's going to try and get some intel. But I mean, Team Titans, they get that first frag. I think that's a yellow king going out. Almost gets that wall bang there. Maybe a little bit of game knowledge there coming into play, as we see all 5 players now of Team Titans retreating down to the basement here. Ignite, if they drone effectively, they can get this information, but Patata could be getting into it early doors here. But it looks like it's going to be sort of a main stairs laundry push and a freezer push coming out from the side of Team Ignite here.
It looks that way, and like you said, they've all come back to site. They've wasted their time. They've gotten that kill, and now they're poisoned for an execute with the man advantage. They just need to make sure they're keeping these trades down.
Oh, and unfortunately, Warren, I believe, lags out of the game. And I mean, that's Ignite aren't going to complain about that one. They're going to take that one. That's going to get it back to even 4-4 here as they look to execute and push down main and push into this freezer here. Best getting into it, does manage to tag up Dixon, but not going to be able to pick up that kill. And here we see the players of Ignite swarming over towards the south side of the map. The smokes go in. I wonder if we're going to see another cheeky plant in. There goes Indez picking up one. And oh my good lord, they just can't seem to execute here as Dixon tries to push through freezer. And Explo, I think, picks up his 5th kill of the game, and that's going to be a flawless round apart from Wowen lagging out. And it's all one-way traffic at the moment.
In the way of Team Titans, from what we saw, well, unfortunately for Warren lagging out, it did turn back down to a 4-4, so the man count was there, and they ended it up in a 1v3. This is not how you want to be trading your players out. I think once that diffuser was dropped inside laundry, with the C4 not knowing where it came from, and the player swinging through the rotate, I don't think the comms were really there for that one.
No, I think it's just that we mentioned about it earlier about maybe relying on gun skill. And we saw one of, you mentioned it about Tempeta being one of the gunners for the team with Team Ignite getting picked off early on the board. And they're sort of having to go for those high risk, high reward plays. We see smokes coming in, they're trying to sneak in that plant, but the C4s in the hand of Team Titans can wreak havoc. You don't need to know where a player is. If you know smoke's going down, you know the pretty common default plant spots. And those nitro cells are just going to fly through that smoke and pick up anyone who's dropping the bomb down with a plant there. And I mean, it's been 2 rounds. We know Oregon's probably a defensive-sided map, as are most of the siege maps, apart from the chaos that is Coastline. And I mean, yeah, they've gone for some sort of high risk, high reward plays here, Team Ignite, and it hasn't paid off. But lovely seeing Wowen getting in straight away. We're not going to have to pause. We're not going to rehost. And that's exactly what we want, isn't it, Winter? We want to see constant high-action siege gameplay.
Yes, it's exactly what everyone came for. We want the siege gameplay. We don't want to be sat around listening to us babbling about what we think is going to happen next. Why don't we just watch it? But
exactly
yeah,
that.
like you said, it does seem like they're relying a lot on post-plan situations along with getting that diffuser down. As we've seen it in the past 2 rounds, that they're getting that diffuser on the ground really early. They're just not going to be able to stick it and get the plans completed.
I mean, look at this positioning here from Patata. He's surely going to get into something here. I mean, they've got to drone him out. They've got to know he's there. There's going to be no escape from Patata here from Small Tower. And I mean, he's truly up against it. And I mean, if he can pick up 1 or 2, it's a big win for Team Titans. But there's Explo. I have no idea where that kill's come in from. But Explo currently 6-0. The man can't be stopped. He's probably not going to find much action there, as it's going to be down to Patata just to waste some more time here. And they've done this so effectively. That's your role as one of the roamers. Just waste time. And that's what he's achieving. Unfortunately, I don't think that grenade's going to pick anyone up. That's Jaeger set up there in Small Tower. And it looks like they might just be leaving him alone here. They don't want to deal with that player, as they know he's going to be trapped in Small Tower. But Explo maybe going to hear these players rotating away. But they're set up so well here for this defensive hold, Team Titans.
Yeah, it does seem like Explo is feeling himself a little bit, doing a few runouts, getting that pick onto Dixon. That's one of the hard pieces off the board. Now they're going to have to rely on Kelm on the ace. But like you said, the setup, the positioning, we have Best and the Patata in over small garage and Small Tower.
The aggression, the going 6 on the door lets Tempeta get early into sight here. But Explo 7-0 picks up the gunner of Tempeta. And here we see this early plant once again coming out from Ignite. They want to get that bomb down. That's all they've gone for in this game. And Kelm gets picked up by Explode. 7-0 at the moment. And it's going to be left down to Cricket and Mitchell. Mitchell picks up 2. And oh my good lord, Best picks up Mitchell and Cryptic. They're going for that early plant again. But Team Titans say, no, you're not planting in our site. It's our side, we're holding it, as they go 3-0 up here on defense on Oregon, Winter.
And I believe Times are going to be very happy with themselves. They've just completed a full site rotation. They've completed the 3 main sites. They've even completed a tertiary site, which is generally the site that you want to see the attacker-sided team win. It's looking very unfortunate for Ignite. It does not look like it's going to be a 4-2 split anytime soon.
No, I don't think so. And I mean, Ignite, they need to have a word here. They need to chat amongst themselves, figure something out here. We're seeing them going for such early plants. That's 3 rounds in a row we've seen Team Ignite try and get that bomb down with at least a minute left on the clock. I mean, we've heard so much about that classic siege meta, the 15-second, the 20-second meta, but it looks like Team Ignite, they're maybe trying to rewrite the rulebook here on how the competitive siege is played. But I tell you what, if they're trying to rewrite it like this, it probably won't catch on if it carries on like this.
I don't even think it's when they plant in, as in the time inside the rounds. But it's how. How are they trying to get this bomb down when they have absolutely no control? Take last round, for example. They came in through Arctic side. They came down Green Hallway into Kitchen. And there was no Rooney insecurity. There was a Frost. There was another Best, I believe it was on the Frost in Dining. This is no control with the long angles. The soft walls insecurity with obviously Explo on the Rooney being able to punch holes in that wall. It's not going to end well if you haven't got any control.
And I mean, it's exactly like you said. There's nothing wrong with going with an early plant, but you need to have that control of the site, which they haven't had a single time Ignite here. And I mean, yeah, Team Titan's looking impressive as we're getting things going. It's going to be Explode, the only player, and he's looking to roam down main stairs here, maybe pick up a couple of flanks, pick up a couple of frags, but he's going to rotate back up here to Master Bedroom as Team Titans. For a team that don't really have that many roamers, we saw probably the highest roam count in that last round. A team that sort of likes to sit inside, they're confident in holding these positions, confident in executing the strategies that they have at plan. And I tell you what, they're just running down the clock here. And we know that, well, we just know that is the way of Siege. The time and the clock is the enemy of the attacking force here.
Yeah, it doesn't forget, but if you run out of time, this is something that's not going to go well. But the pre-fire is coming in from both people, but Callum is going to get a lovely shot onto Best, and that is the Malusi off the boards.
And I think that's the first time we've seen Ignite manage to pick up the entry frag there. And it's probably coming from one of your more support-sided players of Ignite here. It's Clown. We've seen him have the bomb in hand every single time. Unfortunately, he's died every round, I believe, going for that plant as well. He's managed to trade that, but look at that explode. The man isn't invincible as Tempesta picks him up and Dixon picks up Indez. And now we see this. This could be a chance for Ignite to get this first round on the board. And if they do, welcome to the game, Ignite. But it's going to be down to Patata and Wone to try and deny this. Tempesta with an incredible grenade from below in kitchen. And poor old Wowen, not on much health, left alone in bunk. And he's going to have to hold off the advancing players of Ignite here. Mitchell swings in, picks up Wowen, and welcome to the game, Ignite. It's a pleasure having you in this one.
Absolutely, this is such a better showing than we've seen from the last 3 rounds. They were able to get that opening pick. Yes, they lost a man quite soon after with the trade, but then they pick up that trade. They were able to keep this chain mentality of your team. If you're going to kill one of us, we're going to kill one of you. We're going to keep our man advantage the same and pick up a few free kills along the way to leave it in I think it was a 4v1. With the plant going down, thankfully, Callum wasn't C4'd or shot this time. So he would have been able to get that plant down if the Warren wasn't picked up a little bit later.
And I mean, looking at that for Team Titans, what do you think went wrong there? We saw pretty much, I think it was 4 players from Team Ignite come up those white stairs. I think Clown vaulted in through that double window. So how do they counteract this now? What do they need to change up? I mean, we've seen a couple of operator changes here. We're going to see the Legion for the first time. We're seeing the Mozzie come and join us as well. I mean, Warren's switching over from that mute as well. We saw the Malusi picked early doors. But it's nice to see this. Team Titans, they're not going to be deterred. They're going to mix it up a little bit here. I mean, those surrogates, that's going to slow down that sort of oncoming pressure from the attackers here as well. But look at this setup from Best here, down in kitchen. This is something I haven't seen before here, Winter. What do you make of that then?
Oh, they have more presence on the bomb floor. This is something that we've seen Ignite take so much advantage of with its normally, I think it's Cryptic on the back, getting his way into kills in the matter of 20 seconds of this round. You want to give a little bit of resistance there, as they are doing a lot of big window sided pushes and come in from underneath, maybe with the Buck getting those using the Buck shotgun to get push a few players out of default and into line of sight held by other players, like on big window, like we did see last round.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Tempesta with that grenade from below in kitchen as well. I'm not actually sure if we have that many players playing below. I think there's going to be 2 below, but look at this Mitchell. Early doors, the drones come in, and he's being droned in by Cryptic and just going to swing in there. And it's just going to be Wowen downstairs along with Explode. Explode going to hold down in basement here, but I don't think he's going to get into anything particularly soon. And Wowen, the pre-fire goes out. Unfortunately, that's not going to pick up anyone. I think you'd be very wise to back away from that one. You've done your job as a owner. You've got an engagement. You've wasted some time. They're going to have to drone you out now. So just back up Wowen, run down that clock as we see them. We've seen Team Ignite here sort of take control of Master Bedroom. There's no one really beneath to use a C4 to maybe try and get in that vertical play. But Explo, I mean, it's tempting to stay on him. He's currently 9-1, putting his team on his back here. But it looks like they are going to be able to open up this breach here. And I think that's the first time we've seen this breach opened up. This is the 3rd time we've gone to Kid Storm's Winter.
Time, and now this is the decider. Who's actually going to come away on top of this site? We've seen one going to Ignite, one going to Titans.
Explo on that roam coming out from the basement, picks up 1, picks up 2. The man's a menace at the moment. he's just such a thorn in that side of Team Ignite. I mean, you're rarely going to drone down in the basement, and Explode's taking the advantage of that, and it's going to be down to Clown and Mitchell here. I mean, they're split as well, so we're going to see no refrag potentials, and we know how important that is in Siege. You've got to get in that position. You've got to try and group up with your teammate to refrag, especially when you're left in a 2v5.
Actually, in this situation, it doesn't look like they're going to be grouping up as much. Just going to take a pick onto windows. That's the Legion off the board. I am... Yes, that happened. Explo managed to get that kill onto Kalma with his back turned, finishing with it a punch from the Aruni.
I mean, my heart's in my mouth then. I thought Explode was I thought he was gonna whiff that one and get turned on by the ace as well. But it's gonna be down to Mitchell, left in a 1v4 now. Gonna get a nice pick onto Patata there. Gonna push through Attic here. And I mean, there's a lot of players off site here for Team Titans. But with 20 seconds left on the clock, he's got to find 3 players. I don't think he's got Bomb in hand either. They're just gonna be protecting Bomb here. And that's gonna be 4-1 with 1 defensive round left here, Winter. Unless Mitchell has something to say about it. He almost does, but he doesn't manage to pick it up. And we now go into this 6th round, the final defensive round, 4-1 in favor of Team Titans.
Yeah, kills towards the end, studying his stats a little bit. But in the end, that is a round going to Titans. And we saw one impressive round coming from Ignite. What changed? What changed between the last and the round before last and the round we just saw? They weren't. It didn't seem like they knew what they were doing. Like, they obviously had an idea of what they wanted to do, but it looked like some of the players was a bit too split up. Like, we had Dixon on his own in Attic, opening up that breach, and was able to get flanked on so easily by Explo, and using his position in Attic then on T2. The access to the windows, access to the people on that balcony, it didn't seem like they were together enough. They all had the missions and what they were supposed to do, and they were doing it. But protection from your teammates is something that's really important. You don't want to be sat there on your drone and end up getting flanked on. It's not something that you want to happen.
Yeah. You don't want to be on a drone all alone. You just don't want that to happen at all, do you? And I mean, here we go, Team Titans. You said a 4-2 split would be nice for Team Titans. I mean, 4-1 up, I'm sure they'd love to take this 5-1 into the half. Only 2 rounds away from picking up the first map out of this best of 2 as well. I mean, we saw them look also impressive, apologies, in making the last time round. Interesting to see that they haven't gone for that mirror pick. With Mirror on the board, I'd maybe like to see that Mirror picked again. It just gives you such a power position looking into Freezer and Laundry as well. But I mean, it's hard not to want to watch Explo here. He's 12-2 at the moment, and he just can't be stopped.
Going for the record for the highest KD of Talent League so far, and first game. Explo, please. And Mitchell picks up 2 for himself. Explo gets the pick onto Cryptic. Mitchell picks up another one onto Explo. Now this is a 4v2. The heavy hitter Explo is off the board, and they still have such a big man advantage.
I mean, yeah, maybe you've got to question a little bit of overconfidence coming out from Team Titans there. I mean, you're seeing Patata, Explode, and Best all taken off the board. With a minute into the round, all 3 players taken off site. And we saw how effective it's been for Team Titans, sort of going for that turtling approach. And then they decided to mix things up. Maybe a little bit of overconfidence coming into play here. But I mean, they still have map control here, as Warren's going to swing into Freezer, and that's just going to be the Iana drone, not going to pick anyone up there. Look at this roaming mute here. I mean, this is outrageous, isn't it? And I mean, if he gets away with this, he's going to pick up a couple as he looks to rotate down Freezer stairs here. And oh my god, they hear him coming down the stairs. That's such good knowledge. Maybe it's sound knowledge or a drone coming in from Dixon there. And Warren now left in a 1v4. Surely asking too much.
He's making this aggressive play into Freezer, hoping to get these 2 players off guard, but there's 2 there. This is going to be 2 he's going to have to deal with. Gets the first one, but no. Dixon closes that out. And 4-2 split. This is what we wanted. They are showing up now. This is more like the Team Ignite that we wanted to see. This is the Team Ignite that we expected.
Exactly. And I mean, we said a 4-2 split is probably what you would hope for us as a defensive side on Oregon, and that is what Team Titans have got. But I mean, it looks like a couple of the players now for Team Ignite have woken up a bit, maybe a little bit hot and toasty in their rooms or wherever they're playing, and they've woken up a little bit now. So Tempeta and Mitchell, we said they were, and Cryptic. I mean, there's a lot of players, a lot of gunners on the side of Team Ignite here. And I mean, Dixon, sort of, we haven't spoken about him much, but he's picked up a lovely 2K in that final round. And got that Roma of Mute coming down those white stairs, and also managed to pick up the trade onto Warren to secure them their second round of the game.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
We are seeing this, but we are seeing Ignite on the defense. Maybe they're a defensive-sided team. This is certainly a defensive-sided map. But hoping that they can show up now, bringing it back possibly to a 4-4, and then just battling out for the last few rounds.
I mean, I feel like we might have commentators cursed Cryptic here. We said he's one to watch out for, and he's currently 0-6. I mean, we're so sorry, Cryptic. We just wanted the best for you. We're sorry we've cursed you, but I mean, now you're on the defense, you're on the Rooney. We saw how well Explode did on the Rooney. He's currently 13-3, so maybe it's your time to shine now, Cryptic.
And we've seen how Expo can do on the Aruni. Maybe it's Cryptic's turn now to use that Aruni and get those amazing frags, those impactful ones to win those rounds.
Exactly that, Winter. And I mean, I've just seen something in chat, which I believe it's Matt who contacted me today and told me about sort of the hairline, and he said going to have quite a few bored players at the end of this. Bald players at the end of this one. And I mean, it's not over yet. You're attacking first on Oregon. You can still pull this back. And look at the aggression from Tempeta here. He's going to be getting into it early doors. There's going to be the pre-fire going out from a couple of players below as well. And poor old Tempeta. I don't think he can back out of this one as he's being hurled from the window. But Explode picks up Mitchell. The man can't be stopped at the moment. His best picks up Tempeta. And that's looking oh so sweet for not Ignite. Looking oh so sweet for Team Titans once again.
Certainly, this is a 3v5. They still have the majority of their players on site. They're just going to have to trust in their hold. And if it is good enough to stave off these players with some of the Soyagis still up, it's going to be hard to get that C4 through that gate. Otherwise, it will zap it if you're not close enough. I think that was why Dixon didn't end up throwing it. But the breaches are getting open now. And
oh no, poor old Dixon. You said it was going to be hard to use that C4, and unfortunately he's perched it up on top of that reinforced wall. Not what you like to see, but at least he hasn't blown himself up or damaged himself. And I mean, you could say that that noise of that C4 might cause a little bit of a distraction, but look at the players of Team Titans here, swarming over towards Gaines, and look at Wowen just going to swing it. The aggression, so good coming out from Team Titans here.
Pick up that kill onto Dixon. I say 2v5 situation. It's all down onto the shoulders of Cryptic and Cal. Not the heavy hitters we've seen so far, but this is their chance to show why they deserve our hype.
And I mean, yeah, Cryptic, come on, I believe in you here, bud. As Clown does pick up best. Wowen is going to team kill on Patata. Wowen's going to pick up Cryptic. Clown now left in a 1v3. You never like to see a team kill, but I mean, it's not so bad when you're left in a 1v4 as Wowen's going to get the bomb down. Then Dez picks up Helm, and here we go. First attacking blood, first attacking round goes in favor of Team Titans as they go 5-2 up now. 5-2 up, oh so impressive.
I'm sure, like you said, a lot of aggression coming in from Team Titans, and I think it was Warren on Trophy Door pushing into games. He was just swinging that, and he was so confident in his gun skill. And I think it's just confident in this game in general. They were on 5-2. They were on a 4-2 split. I think he could have afforded. If he did get picked off, they just have a little bit of information. I'm going to swing this. Oh, there's a person here. Let's just get rid of them and move on. And it's exactly what they did. That they got that pick onto Cryptic, and then it was left in a 1v4. Maybe 1v3 with a little bit of team killing here and there. But then Callum was picked up in the end by Dez.
I mean, yeah, Warren was just killing anything that moved, I feel, then, including his teammates. He's just clicking heads. I think he clicked 3 heads, one being his teammate, in a matter of maybe 15, 20 seconds. But I mean, it doesn't matter, it's a team kill, but that's not going to deter Team Titans whatsoever, as we see Team Ignite looking to hold upstairs once again here. I mean, not really anything different coming out from the side of Team Ignite operator-wise. It's pretty much the same lineup here, and it looks like it's going to be sort of the same setup as well, with Tempeta looking to hold Armory here. And I mean, maybe they just feel like it was a little bit of a lack of just losing their ones. They're still confident in their strategy and their execute of the defense here, and we'll see how it plays off in these next 2 minutes and 50 seconds here.
See where they've used their reinforcements, as they do have 2 left, but the main breach in Closet is still only one side reinforced. It's just interesting to see this extended hold into Arctic. But Explo is going to make such an aggressive play and trying to clear out Tempeta early. But Tempeta is not going to let that happen and taking Explo off that board so early on.
I mean, that's sort of been the main battle, hasn't it, in this game? It's sort of been Tempeta versus Explode for that first frag of the game. And unfortunately for Team Titans, it finally goes in favor of Tempeta and Ignite here. A nice operator to pick off the board, Buck, especially with that verticality from below in Kitchen, which we saw Team Ignite use so effectively on the Buck. So Buck off the board early. It's looking also sweet now for Team Ignite as we go into this, well, into our 8th round here. And I mean, you've got to remember, if Team Titans turn this one around, it's going to be 4 match points in favor of them.
And we have seen both teams turn such dire situations around very quickly. But again, these breach open, they're just kind of having a look about what's on site, what's stopping them from getting this plant down. There's a Malusi. There's also Tempeta picking it up, another kill. Best trading it out really quickly. Now it's actually 4v3. Not much help on the side of Best right now, though.
I know, it's not looking too sweet for Team Titans here. I mean, Ignite, they're still set up pretty well here. A lot of utility left. We saw that shield sort of in the middle of the sites there as well, still up. In comes the C4. Best just manages to dodge that one. That's such a hard C4 to hit. As Cryptic, I believe that might be his first or second kill of the game, on to Best. And I tell you what, let's go Team Ignite. You can pull this one back here.
Mitchell just receiving his C4, maybe trying to go for a post plant, or just trying to throw it out of a window maybe later on. But like we've seen this before, they've split it up. When they're left in these 2v4 situations, they split up. They're relying on their gun skill, relying on being able to isolate these 1v1s. Indev's going to be able to jump in through the window, through the Saga gate, and onto get that kill onto Cryptic. And this is the gun skill we were on about. Just this aggression, being able to push in very quickly. You see his foot, Warren, you see his foot! But no, Mitchell's going to come in and save you. And Helm is going to pick up that last kill.
I'm not sure how Warren didn't see him there. I mean, even if he picks up that kill, he's probably going to get picked up from White Stairs as well, in sort of an impossible position. His eyes are probably maybe looking elsewhere on the screen. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. But yeah, there we go. Team Ignite picking up their first defensive hold here. But I mean, Team Titans, they've got some rounds to play with here. They only need to win one of the next 2 to bring up match point as well. So they're not going to be deterred by this. And I mean, we've seen it go 1-1 in favor of both sides attacking upstairs here. One for Ignite, one for Team Titans, as Ignite are going to take us down to Laundry and Supply here. Once again, I'm intrigued to see mirror pick. Me personally, granted, I'm nowhere near this level whatsoever. But I think if Mirror's on the board, you just bring her. It wastes so much time, and it's just such an added facet for the defensive side that the offensive attackers, offensive operators, apologies, have to overcome.
Something you'd have to think about, whether it's bringing a mirror along for the added little bit of information maybe on e-box, but it doesn't stop having that extended hold onto Pillar, possibly with a 3 shotgun holds into the left side of e-box. It's still just that the player inside e-box, or like I said, Pillar, is just going to be a little bit more added pressure, but it does look like we are going for a little bit of a scary lineup on the side of Team Titans right now. We have a Blitz, a line of Glass.
I'd expect to see a
This
big push here coming into blue, but I mean, look at you say a scary lineup, which I agree with from Team Titans here. Maybe maybe an unusual strat coming into play here, but look at those C4s. You're going to see, I think, oh no, they're not going to go for any smokes at all. Maybe blitz with the smoke. I thought we might see a smoke from Glaz as well. But I mean, you've got 5 C4s, 5 nitros in the hand. And here comes the rush. Look at the aggression here, Winter.
And are they going to check their left with the play on the door? They're not. But Cryptic is going to get down by Expo. Mitchell's going to pick up Best, but Expo's definitely going to get that final shot onto Cryptic. The rush helps if you check your corners.
Exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself. I mean, I'm unsure how the blitz of that's even got away with running past that Mozzie. Maybe Cryptic just wholly surprised by the amount of players running into the sort of the bottom of Big Tower there. And I mean, you've got to say that probably swings in favor of Team Ignite there. That sort of trade there. Blitz off the board early. And maybe you've got to question the use of, well, the lack of the use of that Blitz shield to flash the Valkyrie of Mitchell as well, as we see Mitchell pick up his second kill of the round. And here we go. Team Ignite looking also good in this one once again.
And now it's down to the 3 left. The Glaz hoping to go for a blue push. Yeah, there we go. Getting those. His gun is suited for these long angles and for these quick beats. Like we said, the players are playing on Pillar, but Lion, I'm not too sure where Lion's going. And Tempesta might be able to get a nice flank onto the Lion if he does end up coming back down. But Calm gonna pick up onto Roan, who's already down in Pillar, I believe.
I mean, and look at this aggression from Patata here. On that Glaz, he's going to have a quick reaction time here. As I believe we're going to see, oh my goodness, I was going to say Tempesta pick up a nice kill here. But we see a 4v2 quickly switched into, a 4v2 quickly switched into a 3v2. I mean, plenty of time left for the attacking side of Team Titans to play with here. We've got the players. We said how crucial it is in Siege to group up when you're left in a 2vx situation, just for that refrag potential. And 50 seconds left on the clock. There's 2 grenades in the hand. Well, I should say the pockets of Patata as well. And I mean, they could get a little bit of control of the map here.
And there's 1 nade coming out. Only 1 left now, but there's still a lot of damage 1 nade can do. But 3 full health players against 2, like 1.5 health, if you want to put it like that. And that the Malusi Banshee's going to go off, giving a little bit of information to Calm about where they are. But like I said, they've managed to group up now. And 2 players against 1. It should be in a favor, but they're taking the one-on-ones. Helm being able to isolate those 2 lovely headshot kills onto Patata and the Lion.
I mean, that's just impressive from Clown. To get 2 headshots with 1 clip of SMG-11, the man knows how to handle that, doesn't he? And an SMG-11 in the hands of an unskilled Siege player is not something really to fear. But when you put it in the hands of Clown, as we've seen there, you can work magic with it. As he picks up 2 easy frags there. And I tell you what, going into this round 10 here, Team Ignite pulling things back.
Yeah, like we said, we've seen how strong defensive holds can be, and after the first round, it didn't go in the way of Ignite, but I feel like they've taken a chance to really analyze what went wrong in the first round and be able to change it. And like we've seen, they've just won 2 rounds in a row, and it's looking very promising.
I mean, yeah, but they are going to be going to this tertiary site here. We saw Team Titans look really impressive in this one. Nice to see the use of Maestro here from Dixon. I mean, you're rarely ever going to see sort of someone holding in this sort of A site here. Especially with how many angles can be opened up. That wall is probably going to be opened up from Small Tower, early doors from Team Titans as well. So that Maestro cam is going to give them all the intel they need. But look at this aggression. We've seen this in previous rounds from both sides here. I thought Tempesta might play behind that shield there. Maybe Cryptic's going to make his way up there, especially with those ADSs. I'd expect him maybe wake his way up there just to deny that push and run down the time so it can't be an easy breach. And sort of entry to try and get that bomb down, pushing in through Small Tower. And we saw Patata wasting so much time in that Small Tower. I'll tell you what, it's Cryptic's turn now. Cryptic currently 1-9. He did commentate to curse him, but perhaps now can be his time to shine.
A little bit of their utility around, because they really analysed and identified that it's not going to be a small tower push. They are coming from the master side, possibly going for a kitchen plant, like a deep kitchen plant rather than a dining one.
And I mean, yeah, I have to say I'm a big fan of that. A lot of teams you wouldn't maybe say have the intelligence or that quick reactive skill just to pick up the utility, transport it to the other side of the map. But that's what they're doing, Team Ignite, and it goes to show that they're not afraid of adversity or switching things up. And let's see if it pays off for them here.
Yeah, and they've gotten this vertical hold with these angles. You're going to be able to watch these, well, quick plant run in, possibly like we've seen Team Ignite do before. But is Team Titans turn to plant now? Are they going to be going for such a reckless, like, run in a plant? Or are they going to be taking time to clear up sits? Which doesn't look like they are, as they do have 4 players poised inside meeting or classroom. They are aware of the vertical angles that are being held, with the Z-pings coming out. But are they going to deal with it?
I mean, it's so unusual to see this map attacked in this way. Usually you see small tower get opened up so much. Usually you see an aggressive push to clear out those roamers upstairs using that vertical play. But there we go. Wowen does pick up Clown. And I mean, we might see this early plant once again. Best is going to get tagged up as well, but get away with it here. In comes the Lion Charge as well. No one's going to be able to move on the defensive side of Team Ignite here. And I tell you what, we're getting close to an execute here.
More shots coming down, and that's Indes coming in with the plant. Hopefully you're going to be able to stick it, but Tempesta challenging the one on the window. A jump out does not go in favor, but Cryptic picking up 2 kills for himself on the defuse now. Is he going to be able to stick it? You need your teammates to cover your defuse, and they do. Look at that, Dixon covering that, and Cryptic gets away with that. Disabling the diffuser like moments after it's planted. Look at that, few shots hitting them there, but that Maestro, the Alder coming in clutch, just protecting him for a little bit longer.
I'll tell you what, the nerve of Cryptic there to pick up that 2k, including the knife, and just stick that diffuser. So bold. And I mean, we've seen that. That's sort of been the story of this game. Sort of bold plays, risky, high risk sort of stuff coming out from Ignite. But that's what Siege is about. It's having your players and teammates pack you up. And Cryptic knows he can stick that plant, and he's got faith in them. I'm not sure who it was on the Alder, but that Alder coming up trunks, protecting him whilst he disables that diffuser as well. And here we go. We're going to that so important round 11 here. Whoever picks up this one is going to be taking up match point of our first game of the best of 2 today at Winter.
I think it was Dixon on the Maestro, which Alder in hand is a player you want to be watching out for. And it's your support player just being able to cover that defuse. And like you said, the nerve of Cryptic being able to just run in, get that shot on, and then just get that knife kill. I think it was through a smoke as well. I'm not too sure if Team Titans and the players were really knowing what was happening. But it did not go their way. That's all I have to say. But now we're going up to Kids Dorms. We've seen both teams win this site. And
5 seconds left.
I think this is the decider. It's really going to be telling on who wins this. It's about who's going to have a lot more confidence going into the next round. Who's going to be on match point first?
I know this round 11 is always a crucial round when you're tied up 5-5. It gives you that huge momentum, gives you that huge confidence boost you need. There we go. We see Mitchell. I'm not entirely sure where that was from. I assume down in the basement here towards blue. As Mitchell picks up, it's going to be Best picking up Mitchell. And we said it can always go neck and neck in these crucial rounds. Someone trying something a little bit different. The aggression coming out from Tempesta as well. And you've got to say, Team Ignite, maybe a little bit over-aggressive. That is the way of Siege when you're on the roam on defense. If you can pick up that early frag and back away, you waste so much time. But unfortunately for Team Ignite, it doesn't go in their favor here. As we see, it's going to be down to poor old Clown, Cryptic, and Dixon. We've seen them pick up some crucial kills here. But I mean, 5v3 here, 2 minutes left on the clock. You'd expect to see a slow, measured, droned-out approach coming out from Team Titans here.
You're just hoping for. Please take your time. Please assess the situation properly. Figure out where the players are. You have 4 drones, but no. Dixon picking that kill up on Warren. Now is back down to 4v3.
I mean, aggression from Dixon here on that shotgun. It's paid dividends once, but I don't think he can challenge that Ash for much longer, or else he's going to get picked up here. Only on a slither of health here. I mean, said they just need to take their time, play it slow. Oh my goodness, Expo, how are you getting away with this? How does he get away with it? 17-6 at the moment. Clown now left in 1v4. Explode picks up another frag. 18-6 at the moment, Winter. This is the Explode show right now here on Oregon.
It does seem like it. With Indez picking up a kill in between, like a feed of kills from Explode, but Indez picking up one, and then Explode just closing that out. But Team Titans onto match point.
I mean, yeah, I've got to say, if it continues this way, I think poor old Ted's going bald, Winter.
Yeah, it does not look very great for his hairline. I think Explode was like, okay, I fancy seeing you bald, and has decided to really show up, which is what we're seeing. And it does look like Buck is his main operate, and it's something that they must be very confident on, being able to get these kills, being able to use his utility to the complete best.
And I mean, we are going to see Team Ignite shy away from going up for that upstairs hold here. And they did look pretty darn impressive down in basement last time round. We saw it pretty much come down to Clelm picking up a nice 2k, and I think that ended up the round in I think it was a 4v2 or 3v2 last time they held down in basement here, Winter.
Yeah, it ended in a 3v2, but it doesn't matter about the other two players, as Helm on the SMG11 was able to pick up both within one mag, like you did say, an impressive feat. Yeah, it was a 3v2, so they did have the man advantage. Whether or not Helm was the one who's able to pick up those kills for himself, it's the man advantage that you want to be utilising a lot, especially when you're coming down to your last 20 seconds, and you're all hunkered down on site. You're turtling it for the last few seconds, maybe watching those doorways, watching the breaches that they've opened. No one's going to get into site without me knowing. That's the kind of mentality that Ignite had when they were last at this site.
And I mean, yeah, last time we sort of saw an aggressive push, an aggressive rush coming out last time they attacked the basement here. But Cryptic, well, I mean, we did curse him a little bit, but we saw him get that lovely 2k in the defuse as well. Tempesta, look at this heavy roam here coming out from Team Ignite here. I believe that's going to be almost the whole squad upstairs for Team Ignite here. Such an aggression. And I mean, they could, if they pick up a couple of these drones early doors, they do have the Mozzie on board as well. They've got the mute jammers as well, denying that entry and sort of denying that drone work and intel for Team Titans here. And this is going to waste so much time here, Winter.
Yeah, it's time that they need to waste. Maybe getting a pick as well. It's like I say that Tempesta is listening to me, and so is Cryptic, picking up two, picking up off at best, and Indez off the board. This is the situation we want to see for Ignite. We don't want this game to end so soon. We want to see overtime. This is what we want to see.
And I mean, yeah, we said about it last time round. We saw Cryptic and Tempesta getting picked first when they were on the roam, trying to push that advantage onto Team Titans. This time round, it's the complete reversal. We see Cryptic getting aggressive, Tempesta getting aggressive. They both pick up a killer piece, and then they just swarm their way back to site here. They've done their job. That's all you need to do. And look, we see all 5 players now back down on site for Team Ignite here. As Team Titans, it's not looking too promising here, I have to say.
Well, we do, like we said, we still have the Explode on the board, and it is an Explode show, so who knows what he can do? What can he utilize being in this man deficit? Is he going to be able to equal it out, or is Patata and Warren going to have something else to say about it?
I mean, it looks like we're going to see a freezer push here. I mean, those Yings, she's got the smokes as well, so she's going to be able to die. Saw that vision, looking across from Laundry as well. The Cryptic's got a C4 in hand, and look at that. There's still 4 nitros in the hands of Team Ignite here. I believe it is going to be... Oh, it looks like they might be rotating. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. I don't know if they don't have any... They do still have a couple of drones left in play in the hands of Patata, but it looks like it's going to be a freezer push here. And with 30 seconds left on the clock, you'd expect to see Team Ignite pick up a couple of easy frags here. I mean, I expect to see these smokes coming in from Patata just to get this cross as well. But it doesn't look like they're going to come into play here. And with 20 seconds left on the clock, it's about to all kick up here. And Explode does manage to pick up Mitchell now, but Clown holding this cross tight into the bomb in Laundry Room here. 15 seconds left. And Explode picks up his second kill of the round. Surely they can't do it. In come the Candelas. That's going to blind the defensive team here. Explode picks up his 3rd kill. Patata. Oh my good lord. Patata picks up the double kill as well. Dear God. Winter, I had written them off here. And I mean, I don't know how they managed to pick up that win. Explo, it is the Explo show. Finishes 21-7. Those Candelas coming in from Freezer, just completely blinding the defensive side of Ignite here. And Patata, I mean, he was 1-8 before that. But he picks it. It doesn't matter if you go negative, if you pick up those 2 crucial frags to get your team the win.
Amazing play there from Explo and Patata. They were playing that down to the absolute teamwork there they were able to do. Like you said, the Candelas blinding the defenders. And it's not just about the blind, it's pushing them out of the staple positions inside laundry, like on the bomber chassis or maybe on the rotate. They were pushed out down to bottom of laundry stairs around the corner. And it ended up in a retake almost of trying to retake back into their position with inside Lauren, but Explo and Patata had something else to say about that, picking up those 4 kills in great succession towards the end though.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was almost that was a 3v5 with 25 seconds left on the clock before the first 2 frags were picked up by Explode there. He did manage to pick up a third as well, and I think that was 21-7 or 21-8 in the end. I mean, if you've got that fragging power on your side, you're rarely going to lose games, are you?
Yeah, well, 21-7 is an absolute showing from just the players of Ignite in general and Explorer especially. Titan, sorry, and Explorer especially. Like, we saw such an amazing play from individual players, along with how they were able to work together.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a question, Team Ignite there. I mean, surely the intel's there. We saw, I'm not sure who it was on the Mozzie drone. They saw exactly where those players were coming in from last time, as we're getting up a couple of our stats here as well. And Winter, do you want to take us through these? Who's impressed you the most in that game? I mean, obviously, I think I know who you're going to go for, but take us through it anyway.
Seeing Explorer, just his fragging capability, but I also want to point out the support. Like we've seen Kelm on the support along with Patata and Rowan, although we did see him on a fragging ops on his attack, but just how the supports are able to work around the fragging power of their team. Like Explode was able to utilize the Yin Candelas, and the Yin Candelas were able to be utilized by Patata along with his other teammate that was alive at the end, just turning that 3v5 easily down to 3v0 and being able to close out that round. And like we said, 20-second meta, no, it doesn't matter. It's the Explode meta and Patata Yings for the 5-10 second meta towards the end there.
Well, I mean, yeah, we were just looking at a couple of stats as well, and I think looking at the entry there, we've got Explode on a +4, and I mean, there's only other. I think there's one player on the team of Team Ignite there with a positive entry, and I mean that's just to even take it to overtime without a single player on your side getting a positive sort of like entry frag. I mean, they've almost pulled it out of the bag there, but just it's just the Explode show. It's as simple as that. 21-7. It's just so impressive. I mean, Patata, he had only picked up 1 kill in the entire game, but I'll say it again, it doesn't matter. He's picking up those crucial frags in those last few seconds and wins his team that first map 7-5. And we are going to be going into our second map in a little bit. You're going to see me and Winter for a little bit. We'll talk you through our thoughts from that game, what we're looking forward to in the next one. And it's going to be on Clubhouse, and we're going to have Team Titans on the defense first once again.
Well, we are going to be going to Clubhouse soon, but for now, we're going to be leaving you for a break, just to be able to really sink in what happened on Oregon and how Explorer and the rest of Team Titans were able to show up. But for now, that is us, and we'll see you soon for Clubhouse.
As it's gonna get swiftly, the new gem is gonna get swiftly removed, and with that, Sky, and it's a 4-3 for Replitoad. I mean, the shot hit through Skies. Oh! He puts another one down as well. It's gonna be a triple kill for the dude.
It's very true.
Just a small tip, don't play Maverick if you can't play him.
Ready by Norm. Split push.
Hello.
Zorro! He's gonna pick up the second kill of the round, and that's Diffuser down, forcing everyone.
Is he gonna go for the first? Is he gonna go to the first?
No,
Yes, he does!
Doesn't know! Sorry, they know exactly where he is. Everyone's all sided. Zorro's
Give
coming
him
for the
number
4K.
4,
He
yeah!
lives up to
How
it.
do we change that as hell? And we're gonna say thank you, King Chad, for bringing out someone, but Askel, on the other hand, he's gonna steal the show apparently for this one, as he will take out Mirko. That's gonna be Ash off the board.
Barricade catches some shots down towards that bathroom player, but Ash still picking up a double kill on the round. A full coordination. He'll get injured and taken out, but the refrag from Askel as he screams through the doorway.
3 kills, another
There,
one.
he's
Will
gonna
it be
blow
number
it.
4? Will it be number 4? Yes, it will!
Kill!
The shots are gonna fly through it. It's still gonna work it fine. Askel goes with the ace!
He gets it! Let's go, Askel. He's keeping his team in it, and that's 2. Yeah, track it.
Hope it doesn't come out. Oh, I do like
He's getting very close now. Strength with a shotgun in hand even. But no, Chrome exposes himself, will get injured now by the smoke, and he's going to claim his kills to his comrade Sky, Clutch, in the meantime. Brandy going to get injured out. No more withstand, and Miron ready and waiting, but they have to push the split. He turns it. One! He gets the ace! Nico, you're insane! He shut them all down, system.
So you're the gun shots, and I also hear a bit of weakening sound. It must
It's
be
going to
so.
be Kevin on the Ash, going to get into a close engagement, but we've lost a little bit of activation, but it's going to be kill. Position, they know where one is, but look like he still takes some damage. He quickly shuts down Zorro. He's a legend no more, but there's one hiding in the corner. Okay, he's got the corner, he's fighting the bomb. He cancels the bomb, but this could be Askel swinging up the fight. He wins the 1v1. An ace.
separates your shadows from my soul as these walls begin to fold. Head lost in the silence, cold stars illuminate the secrets on your tongue and the poison in my lungs. Where every passage ends, a new road begins. The further I descend, your labyrinth. Blind eyes in the darkness, frail hands reaching out, sword echoes in the smoke as the doors behind me close. No cure for the madness, each turn tangled in the fear of losing sight of the slowly fading light. Where every passage ends, a new road begins. The further I descend, your labyrinth. Your labyrinth.
And welcome back. We all know how the first map ended out, and thankfully this time we have a few predictions for you to have a chance of winning some, like, a few little channel points here and there to maybe bet a little bit when it comes down to some of the semi-finals or the finals of this league. But for now, we are going back to Titans versus Ignite, and we're going back to Clubhouse. A pretty basic map. What do you think about that, Tom?
I mean, yeah, we spoke about when we first started casting today that probably going to see a lot more sort of original, sort of go-to easy picks. We found out, interestingly enough, that Ignite's pick for the first map was Oregon, so they've lost their map straight away. And we're going to be going into Clubhouse, which was Team Titans' pick. And I mean, they looked also impressive on a map which they might have not really wanted to go to either. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on Clubhouse here. As we know, it's one of the maps which you're always going to see in competitive. Clubhouse played a lot It's always played a lot in ranked as well. I mean, it's those sort of standard maps, isn't it? We know how they approach them. I mean, we did see a lot of sort of we said it's sort of the standard sort of same thing coming out from a lot of teams on these maps. But we saw some really interesting operator picks coming out from Team Titans in that last game. I think we saw a Glaz, a Lion, a Ying, a Kali. They really did mix it up a lot, didn't they?
Yeah, towards the last few rounds, it was quite interesting to see the flexibility of some of their players. Of okay, I can play Ying, I can play Kali, but then I can also play an absolute fragger on Zoff maybe. But we are ready now. We're going to be going into Clubhouse. The match is just starting now. We are getting into some lovely scenes for you guys to watch.
And lovely to see some good luck have funs in the chat as well. That is what Siege is all about. Yes, this is a competitive league, but it's all about the fun in Siege as well. And I mean, Team Ignite probably not having as much fun at the moment as Team Titans, but let's not forget, this is a best of two. They can pull out a draw in this one. And that's exactly what they're going to be looking for. This is the first game of the league as well. And you really want to be, I mean, you're already one map down. You don't want to be coming out there your first game with a 2-0 loss.
Ziff has been an absolute steamroll. We've seen both teams have absolutely amazing rounds, but Titans just kind of etched it a little bit forward last game. But they're back on the defense first. Are they going to be able to pick up the same lead as they did on Oregon?
I mean, if they do, you've got to think it's probably going to be one-way traffic because Team Titans, they look impressive so far. And I mean, we're seeing the same operator bands come out, Thatcher and Maverick. We were talking during that advert break as well. I personally would have just got a Rooney Gong got butt gun. Anything to sort of disrupt the momentum at Explo at the moment. I mean, he might not use them on this map. He might not like using these on Clubhouse. But I mean, just to get in Explo's head, you know, mess him up a little bit. Because at the moment, they don't have an answer for Explo. As sort of his colossal efforts here for Team Titans are sort of putting out Team Ignite here, dampening the fire and really just looking to take home the victory.
Absolutely, and it's a victory that both teams really want, but there's a little bit in chat about the use of Blitz last game. But we are seeing the exact same bands coming through on a club as we did Oregon, the Thatcher and Maverick. They kind of come in play, stopping a little bit more of an issue to get those breaches open. Cade, a band to stop the hatches from getting sealed shut, and then Wamai. I quite like the Wamai ban on Clubhouse a lot more than Oregon, as the key positions such as on rafters, it's so easy to be able to hold as with my stopping those throwables on projectiles coming in from maybe garage door or even possibly breach if it does get opened up, which is going to be hard. And seeing if they're going to actually put some of the Jaeger ADSs onto rafters.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Warren has disconnected, so I think we're going to have a little bit of a pause while we wait for him to get back. But other than that, looking at the operator lineup.
I mean, yeah, first of all, I'm glad to see that we're seeing a team go to gym and bedroom first. CCTV and Cash, it's got one of the highest win rates as an attacking side. So nice to see Team Titans mixing things up here. As we saw them in the last game, I mean, it's so refreshing to see a couple of different operators picked as well. A little bit more of a standard setup. I mean, we don't know what Warren's picked until he reconnects. But I think they'll probably catch Team Ignite off guard a little bit here. And that mirror, we know how crucial that can be when you're defending gym and bedroom. Maybe see that sort of set up in the bathroom as well to sort of stop that push coming in from hot tub. And I mean, yeah, mirror, she's just so crucial. We spoke about her in the last game. Didn't see her picked as much as usual. But I have to say, I'm a big fan of mirror when she's not banned.
Yeah, like we said, the use of mirror in gym and bedroom is so crucial to be able to stave off the run-ins from a jacuzzi breach, or possibly even if you're dedicating a lot more into an extended hold over into Cash CC to stop that horizontal sort of play field. It can be very crucial because if you are a player going to attack gym bedroom, you want to be having a lot of presence on these windows. But what you don't want to be worried about is the players that you've left and ignored over in Cash CC, being able to get onto that south-facing window and just be able to mow you down without necessarily even being able to see you. Is with these players of this caliber, we're expecting a lot of pre-known positions and pre-fire is going to come through. And through that window, you need control of CC and Cash, or possibly even Garage to push out those players. But Warren has reconnected back to the lobby.
Let's
Had a
go.
couple of seconds for him to get an operator pick, and we're going to be going into the round now.
I mean, yeah, you mentioned about that mirror maybe extending over towards CCTV and Cash. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see how that's going to be used. I mean, yeah, it's sort of that standard hold when you come to gym and bedroom. As you said, you have that horizontal sort of extension of the sites just to slow down the attacking force of Team Ignite here. But we'll see how they set up here with the mirror initially.
Yeah, I'm interested in to see where these mirrors go. I'm hoping I predicted it right. Yeah, we have one on bathroom and with a nice jump rotate. This is such, and not even an obvious place. It's such a default place with the mirror set. Okay, and I'm not angry about it. It's a nice setup to be able to watch that jump in, and especially with inside bathroom, it's quite a pinnacle place to be able to hold without really much worry about the windows.
10 seconds remaining.
I wonder if we're going to see this mirror sort of defending construction here. I mean, you'd be a bold player to hold study there behind the mirror, especially, office there, especially with that hatch, which can be so easily dropped in and sort of naded down upon you as well. I don't think that mirror is going to have any ADSs in tow as well, as it looks like it's going to be an east side push coming out from the team of Team Ignite here. Once again, we said how standard it is, sort of attacking on these maps, Clubhouse and Oregon, and we're going to have this east side push coming out from Team Ignite here. Look to clear out, as Wowen's going to get into it early doors against Cryptic. And Cryptic so aggressive already into rafters, going to open this up. But look at Wowen, he's just going to be swinging out here, Winter. The man's high on confidence here.
Yeah, this is the map pick. Why wouldn't they be high on confidence? And, well, gonna get droned out quite quickly. Knows the drone is there, but just the knowing of the players and the positionings, it can help the attackers be able to really weasel out the players that are playing on their own and that haven't got really much refire capability. But this setup with Warren and Expo, just the two people holding this side of the map. And we've seen them before, how big that both of these players can go.
I mean, yeah, we said it was the Explode show, but I think unfortunately for Warren, he's really up against it here. He's in Cash here, all on his lonesome. He's got a surrogate for company as all of the floors getting opened up beneath him. I mean, Wowen, if he can manage to pick up one here, it's a good trade. He's up against so many on-rushing players of Team Ignite here. And Wowen does swing out onto Cryptic tremendously, and I think Wowen's going to try and swing again here as he gets aggressive into CCTV and Cash. Manages to down one, but doesn't manage to pick up the kill here as Clown picks up Wowen, and I think that's another frag going on to, I'm not entirely sure, onto Indez as well there, Winter.
Yeah, he's taken a lot of damage from these windows. I believe it was Potato, the one on the east side balcony, but it doesn't matter. That's a frag going inside of Ignite, and really the down on not being able to finish his kill from Rowan, and I think a little bit of a siege glitch there. Not too sure what's happened. But like I said, Dixon being able to get picked back up, that's another heartbeat on the board, another person, another gunner facing down the players of Team Titan.
And I mean, we mentioned about how brave a braver player you're going to be if you're going to try and hold steady here behind that mirror shield with no ADSs in tow. And that's exactly what's happened to us, unfortunately. The ADSs aren't there, and the grenade comes in from 10 Petra above, and he's going to be able to confirm that kill as well now, as we see Patata and Explode left in a 2v3. I mean, we saw them pop off against the odds at the end of the last game as well, and I think that's going to be Explode picking up one. The Aruni can't be stopped at the moment. Explode swinging, but Explode's going to get picked up by, I believe that is Mitchell. Patia got no C4 in hand, but that doesn't matter as he listens for that diffuser being planted, picks it up against the odds there, left in a 1v2, but with clock being the enemy there, time being the enemy, Patia picks up the frag onto the ace there as we see this first defensive round going in favor of Team Titans.
That looked so in favor of Ignite. They were in a 4v, I think it was a 4v3 with a player downed. bringing it down to a 3v2, bringing it down to a 2v2, a 2v1 in the end, but on such low HP and such low time, there wasn't really much positioning that. I think it was Dixon on the plant. Wasn't much time for him to be able to move away from those vertical holes opened up by the C4.
Attackers need
As
to locate and defuse
I was
the
watching
bomb.
it as he stopped the plant going down, moved like 2 inches possibly away, but 1 second left. You have to stick that diffuser, and unfortunately got shot a little bit in the butt.
Yeah, exactly that. And I mean, as we said, sort of came down to that final sort of 20-second meta once again. I mean, Explode picking up a few crucial kills. When I say crucial kills, he only picked up 1, apologies. But they're only going to pick up 3 frags in that round, and they managed to win the round. So you don't actually have to kill all the players when you're on defense.
10 seconds
As we
left
know, the
before
clock can be the enemy, as we're going to see Team Titans rotating down to Church
5
and Arsenal.
seconds to go.
We're going to see a pretty similar operator setup coming out once again. But we're going to see Warren pick up the Jaeger, and Indeed is going to be on the Legion here. And I mean, where do you feel the crucial place to hold is when you're attacking, or when you're defending, defending Church and Arsenal?
And yeah, the site is pretty big, pretty spaced out, and there's multiple entrance points. But like I said, look at this run game. We have Indeed on the Legion and Explo on the arena, just add a little bit of pressure to the players. They're going to need to make sure they're droning out, which they are. Thankfully, for the side of Ignite, they're going to know that the players there. In Dez, I think, almost went to run. He stops himself right at the end, but look at this. The players are droning them each other in, and Cryptic on the entry on the Ash.
But look at this positioning from Explode up in Freezer in the kitchen here. I mean, the man's just picking up such unusual positions, and it's things which you're not necessarily going to drone. I wouldn't expect to see Clown here. He is going to drone in this player down main stairs. That drone's going to be taken off the board, but I don't think Cryptic has any idea that Explode's in this kitchen here. And if Explode bides his time, runs down the clock, waits for an execute to come out from Team Ignite, we'll see Explode. We saw him on the last map on Oregon as he went up into T2, picking up 1 in attic and out on the balcony. I'd expect to see if I don't think they droned it, and Explode's still in kitchen here, Winter, and they don't have a clue. And there he is.
Now as Exposed getting that kill onto Tempata. This is something that you want to be checking. If you're going to go for the upstairs control, starting to open it up, make sure you actually have that control. Make sure there's no one hiding, maybe possibly in strip or in kitchen, like you've seen an Explode do. Oh, he's downed. Oh, Mitchell through the window needing to get that down onto Explode, but now possibly going for an execute.
I mean, I think we saw a C4 coming up from Patata as well. That's not going to pick anyone up. But I mean, Explo, and he's done a good job of wasting time here. 50 seconds left on the clock, and it looks like it's going to be a moto drop and main stairs push coming out from Team Ignite here. Dixon looking to try and pick up, see if anyone's going to get a little bit aggressive. But I mean, you've got to say, Best, if he holds this sort of mirror angle from sort of... Well, he's got so many angles here, Winter, and he can use this to such an advantage as someone probably... I mean, Mitchell, he's going to challenge the mirror here, and it looks like it's going to be a rotate. Is this a late rotate to Moto coming out here, Winter?
On top, there is 23 seconds left on the board. They have to decide what they want to do with the Banshees going off, and the Green Mines, the side of Titans are going to know what is going to happen. And it's just Best on this mirror window trying to stave them off, but Mitchell coming in, and that's 2 kills for Cryptic. The plant's going down, there's 1 player left, they know where he is, and is able to connect this shot. And that is the round going to Ignite.
I don't know what to say apart from the aggression swinging. I'm not entirely sure who that was. Was that Mitchell on the Zofia there? I mean, but they managed to catch a couple of players napping there. Mira preoccupied with that player sort of on that long corridor as she gets swung in on. And I tell you what, sheer aggression, 20-second meta, but it pays off for Ignite.
Certainly, Mitchell on the Zoff and Cryptic on the Ash, just clearing it at the last few remaining players of Titans. And not much you can do in a 1v4 with Plant going down with 10 seconds left. You were just face down to the power of 3 guns pointing at you. With Mitchell obviously being able to pick up that last remaining kill.
I mean, they did so well there, sort of Team
Defenders,
Titan
protect
there.
your bombs
Just
from
to
being
just to
defeated by attackers.
just to run down the clock, they did so well. Unfortunately, they just don't manage to win their ones, and that's something you can't always account for. The strategy leading up to that was effective. It sort of pushed Team Ignite. I have to say, I'm a big fan of sort of that rotate there. I did mention that they might rotate to Moto, but it looks like they're going to rotate over to Blue there. And those two players that managed to rotate, there's the distraction coming in as they drop down into pit there, which is going to cause the mirror to pre-fire, not going to be able to pick anyone up, which allows Mitchell to swing into sight. And I mean,
10 seconds left.
it's sort of that last sort of last hope, high risk, high reward
5
that I
seconds
keep
left.
talking about. And that sort of seems to be the way and what Ignite are relying on, that high risk, high reward. And I'd have to say that's probably why we saw the first map going in favor of Team Titans.
I would say that Ignite that's relying on this. We've seen high risk, absolutely astonishing award coming from players like Explo or Indez on these roam games. Indez was drained out. Oh, okay, I understand what my job is to do. I've been drained. They're gonna know that I'm gonna fall back to side, but Explo, his positioning was inside kitchen, and it was just able to hold that and get a lovely pick on Tempet on the sledge.
And I mean, Explo's just given free license here, isn't he? He picks up such interesting odd positions. And I don't know if it's a question of misdroning, or if it's just that Explo's in such odd positions. But whatever it is, it's working for Explo here. As I don't think they're going to have any idea that Explo's down in the basement here on the Mozzie.
I think it really matters about the basement as Mitchell is going to go on into site with taking a pick onto Patata. Now, there's only 3 on site, but Explo's going to have to come up these stairs pretty soon, possibly for a really late flank. But Cryptic is also going on his little roam game, trying to find and sniff out some of these players.
Swapping mags!
Well, I mean, yeah, it's such an interesting sort of setup and hold coming out from sort of Team Titans here. It looks like it's going to be a construction and master bedroom push coming out from Ignite here. And you've got to hope that, I mean, there's no one dead on the team of Team Ignite. And I'd like to go on board with Explode to see if he's going to be flanking up these main stairs.
Doesn't really matter about the flank if there's not going to be someone watching it, but there is the person watching the flank. They have learned from the absolute tears. You can go on Org, and that's it. That's Explode off the boards. A 5v3.
And I mean, yeah, it's looking also sweet now for Team Ignite here. Warren going to be getting shot from beneath as well. The vertical plays coming in. Best is going to have to go big for a C4. It's going to tag up Clownwards. I think Clownwards maybe going to try and pull off a plant there. Mitchell swings in, gets picked up, but Indeed and Best trade back here. And it's 2v3 now with the bomb going down. Cryptic comes up red stairs, picks up one, and it's going to be down left into Indez. And Cryptic picks up his second kill of the round. And here we see, I believe that's going to be Team Ignite going ahead for the first time in this series.
This series that we've seen Team Ignite ahead, and it's something that I'm liking. I'm liking this aggression from them. I'm liking the fact that Dixon is watching this flank. Doesn't matter if it's on a drone or not. Watching it with a gun is a lot more useful. You can able to get the pick onto the person flanking a lot easier and without really stressing about getting off your drone, going back onto your gun, going out and aiming in the right place. But Explorer, it doesn't look like you're going to be able to go up to your old shenanigans of these absolute wild and crazy flanks.
And I mean, yeah, I think I was about to say that's probably why he switched back to the pulse there, sort of to mix things up. He's been caught sort of, well, not caught napping. He was effective one round, but the other 2 rounds he's been picked up quite easily by those players sort of watching the flanks. But I was expecting maybe to see the pulse, maybe with how many C4s were in hand as well. But it looks like he's going to be on that Mozzie, on that roaming duty once again. And I mean, I'd be intrigued to see where Best is going to put up these Vault cams as well. With so many C4s in the hand of Team Titans as well, we know how crucial it can be to sort of deny the sort of breach onto that kitchen hatch. But I mean, we know how easy it is to counter as well if you just switch onto the Habana, rappel upside down on the kitchen window and open it up. But I mean, still, you're going to see players pushing into that kitchen. And when you have 3 C4s in the pockets of Team Titans, that can cause a problem.
2 impacts on the board on the side of Patata. It's not going to be really hard to get that hatches open. You're not going to be really able to impact it, especially with the use of Cabana. You can put 2 pellets down at one time, and 18 in general, you kind of have enough to open a few hatches, even if those 2 impacts do work out. But no impact actually on the board. He's already used them, possibly for rotate. But I'm going to point out the fact that the use of nitro cells on the side of Titans, along with Ignite, it does seem like they bring in a very C4 heavy lineup for their defense.
And I mean, I don't know if that plays in part and parcel with we said about Explode maybe playing tighter to sight, as he sort of seemed to be figured out in these past few rounds by Team Ignite here. And that's exactly what we're seeing Team Titan do here. They're playing heavy on sight, they're turtling in, and they're just trying to maybe slow down the momentum of Team Ignite here. Just going to make it into a slow game. There's going to be so much utility on site. But here we see Team Ignite already getting aggressive down into blue and down main stairs here as well.
Yeah, they need to clear out women pretty quickly and pretty efficiently now without losing too many players. This is the pinnacle point that you need to get control of if you are going to push down blue and into Armory.
I mean, yeah, Cryptic at the moment, 4-1, Mitchell 6-1. With those sort of stats, 10-2 between them, you wouldn't want any other players playing as Zofia and Ash as well. We know Zofia and Ash usually get reserved, and then we spoke about those vertical C4s coming into play, and Explode does manage to pick one up onto Tempeta, as Tempeta was pushing his way into kitchen there.
Like you said, the kitchen is somewhere that is such a C4 dominated place. Like, you want to be wary of where you are standing. Where are your feet? Are they on the floor? Are they on a counter? It's what you've got to be watching out. And there was also a use of a pulse during the 6th pick. It's a little bit of a wary to them, but Dixon coming into a fight, I'd losing a little bit of HP. They're not really doing much damage onto any of the players down below.
I mean, we see Patata going for maybe some cheeky hip fire floor bangs there. Warren going to see this player drop into pit, going to whiff slightly, but wisely going to back away from that one. We've seen Cryptic holding this cross from bottom main for maybe about a minute and a half now, and not really pushing the advantage. He's waiting for his players, his teammates, to get into position to form this 15-second meta. And Patata does get picked up by Cryptic. Cryptic held it for so long, he picks up 2, but Warren picks up Cryptic. Oh my lord, Clown almost picks up another, and somehow this swings now left into best left into a 2v1. Sorry, 1v2, and that's going to be post-plant as well, Winter.
Yeah, but hopefully these battle cams are going to feed a little bit of information to where these players are hunkering down for this post plan, but less than 75 HP, less than 25 now, and it's down to 2 almost full health players. One injured. Is he aware of the one? Armory. It looks like he is. But it's not matter as Mitchell on the Zoff with that 2.0 is going to get that pick onto best.
I'm not entirely sure how Team Ignite are managing to pull this off whatsoever. It sort of seems to be less sort of strategy and more sort of waiting for that 15-20 second meta and just relying on the gun skill. And I mean, we can't really question it because it's working. I mean, last map it was the Explode show. We maybe commentated Curse Cryptic. We didn't mention much about him going into this second game as well. And he's thriving without us putting that pressure on him. And Mitchell as well, 8-1 at the moment. And that's what you want from your Zofia and Ash, isn't it? You want to see them fragging out. And if they're fragging out, you're going to be picking up rounds.
Yeah, and like we said, you don't think it's much down to the strat. I think it's really down to the positioning, which it's a strat in itself about where you want to be pushing from, where you want your Cryptic to be coming from, because Cryptic doesn't seem to be pushing a lot with the main group, with the diffuser. He does seem to be taking the opposite way. If they push him from construction, okay, I'm going to push up Fred. I'm going to get the players looking with their backs turned to me. They're not going to know that I'm there, and I'm going to get the nice kills to be able to relieve a little bit of pressure onto my teammates so they can get that plant down and get into sight, which is exactly what we saw just now. Is majority of the players were pushing through dirt or possibly blue. Crypto was just bottom main, being able to pick up 2 kills, which just then puts the defenders in an absolute disarray. They're wondering, okay, is there someone else with this player at the bottom of main, or are they going to be in front of us, are they behind? And it's like doing 360s on the site. You don't know which way to look, which way is safe. Where are you safe to be holding your anchoring positions when it comes down to the last 5 seconds?
And I mean, yeah, it was sort of that discipline which was nice to see coming out from Cryptic. He was just holding that bottom main as he was waiting for his players to make a move towards Pit and Blue, which was going to force those players to rotate across site. And I believe that's how Cryptic managed to pick up a couple of kills. It's just working out for Ignite. And they've had a little bit of a break in between the games, and it's good to see. It's good to see that we're seeing a comeback coming out from Ignite here.
And that is what we like, especially after losing their map choice. Being able to show such domination on Titans, it's just absolutely amazing to see.
I mean, especially on the attack as well. It's brilliant, isn't it? Because we know about Siege being maybe defender-sided maps, but Ignite are bringing the show in this game.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of attacker-sided Siege today. We've seen it, well, not much so on Clubhouse for the side of Ignite. Just showing up with their attacks, but now it's Ignite's turn. They're just showing up with this entire map in general.
I mean, we saw how effective their push coming over from Master Bedroom and Construction was last time. And why not try it again? It was so effective. They managed to pick up the dangerous player of Explode before. And here we're going to see sort of sight beneath get opened up by the Ash. I'd like to see maybe the Zofia go down there as well. And that's just going to force these players who are anchoring out of crucial positions. Tempesta trying to cook a grenade, but Patata picks up Tempesta. What a lovely frag coming out from that man. And oh my god, Cryptic, no way you win this gunfight. Please, no. Oh, thank Lord, Bess. You've been saved your blushes there.
And that's an absolute gunfight coming in with a lot of damage that he was able to do, but Mitchell's going to do a little bit more onto Bess, picking up that refract. But look at the damage on Indez. Look at the damage Tempesta was able to do with the, and Chris was able to do with those vertical angles, but doesn't matter. Dixon's going to shoot Indez now. It's down to a 2v3, and there's 40 seconds left. The breaches are getting opened.
I mean, yeah, I'm questioning where Patata's gone here because he doesn't manage to pick up that player. But Wowen there with an insane little headshot onto Kellner. That is outrageous, Winter.
That was a lovely shot, especially a long range with that SMG-11. But now he's going to have to be wary of the player pushing up those stairs. Dixon taking a little bit of damage. Mitchell's going to be able to get up. Dixon trying to get that plant. And the C4 coming out now. He's going to get that pick. Now it's all down to Mitchell. Mitchell's going to be able to get that pick. And now it's down to He's going to be able to sneak up behind him. And he doesn't. It's ring around rosies around green box and Wowen. It's just hitting headshots all day long with that SMG-11.
I mean, yeah, maybe a player who was a little bit quiet in that first game. But I tell you what, he stepped up when he's needed with a lovely little C4 sort of denying that sort of almost default plant as well, getting an insane long-range shot, such good control of the SMG-11, and managed to pick up the on-rushing player. I believe that's Mitchell, who's not really left with much option there. 5 seconds left on the clock. He's got a storm into sight there, and Wowen picks up a fantastic kill, and it's back and forth, neck and neck, and that's exactly what we expect from this talent league. Highly competitive, highly entertaining, highly fun to cast and watch games.
Yeah, it's not just about casting, it's about watching how these players are going around like a school. It was Mitchell this time I was going to be doing a little bit of a flank coming in, especially when they were coming in from construction with Dixon trying to get that plant down. Getting C4 was absolutely out of his control. They had to get that plant down as there was, like you said, 5, maybe 10 seconds left on the clock. Mitchell being able to get into CC, so, well, quite easily. He was just able to walk up red. It's almost as if they said, yeah, you can come in, but we will make sure to get your friend that is planting, which they did. And then they got that refrag coming out with the, I think it was the bulletproof on the ash wall. That was so useful for them to know that they were chasing him around green box.
I mean,
it wasn't like a cat and mouse.
It was indeed. And Wowen comes out on top though. He's probably the cat in that situation. And I mean, we're seeing Bess setting up that mirror once again. And I've got to question that positioning there. He's so exposed. You've got to hope he's got an ADS in tow coming out from Indez as well. Because that's how he got picked up last time with Tempesta, getting that nice nade through the hatch. But it doesn't look like... I wonder if anyone's going to hold it here. There are going to be 2 ADSs there. I don't know if they were taken off the board last time. Maybe they decided to put them in play now. But we'll see how they attack this one. We saw them win here last time, I believe. Team Titans, when they held Gym and Bedroom. It was the first round of the game. and they'll look to win this the second time as well, just evening this up into the half 3-3.
And we wanted a close game. We're certainly having one, but Ignite still in the lead for now. If they are able to secure this round, they're going to be looking in at an amazing position for the defensive half. If 40 still on attack on club, it's very favourable.
I mean, yeah, Explo, he's been a little bit quiet this game, but picks up Tempeta, who we probably cursed him from the last game as well. Tempeta being a little bit quiet, but this is such an interesting hold. Those bullet holes opened up with the shotgun, just stops that push coming on in, but Dixon picks up Warren, who was that player tasked with holding it, and there we go, such good use to deny that vertical. I mean, sorry, from Kitchen, beneath from Cryptic. Not Cryptic, maybe it was Mitchell, just to get that mirror off the board, which should hopefully be able to give them control here of construction. But Best is still going to try and hold it. And I mean, he's got those ADSs, but he's going to get droned out here, Winter, and surely he's got to back up.
But there's still Patata there just on his little high rise there in there's a yellow pin coming out, and Cryptic gets away with it. I'm not too sure how, but he does, and that is absolutely amazing for Ignite. Now, it does seem like that Logi is in queue for getting taken out now.
I mean, I think that was a hip fire, a very, very lucky hip fire coming out from Cryptic there. Explode's going to run out, but Calm predicts that, as here we see it's going to be Team Titans now left in a 2v4. I mean, we saw them almost pick up from a difficult position last time, but that was with Wowen. This time it's going to be in Dez and Best, and Dez going to pre-fire, not pick anyone up. Ez picks up Mitchell, and now it's going to be down left to Best. 30 seconds left on the clock, left in a 1v3. That's going to be Plant going down from Clown as well. The covering fire is in place. Oh, and I think he thinks he picks up Dixon. He does eventually, but he's got such little health here. And that Banshee's going to give them the intel that that player's probably vaulted in here. C4 goes out. That's not going to find anyone either. Behind the mattress is the player of Cryptic there. And surely this is asking too much of Best here. He's caught in an impossible position here.
A Vector in practice, able to push through a little few shots, but not enough shots as Crypt is able to get the pistol kill onto Best towards the end there.
And well, there we have it, Winter. It's going to be a 4-2 half in favour of the attacking team of Ignite here. And we've seen both teams here struggle on their map picks, really.
Well, I wouldn't even say it's down to their map choices. It's down to the fact that Club and Oregon, they are very default. That's all I want to say. They're very default and very commonly seen. And obviously you want to be good at majority, if not all of the maps that can come up in competitive. Whether or not you're going to just completely ban one map out the entire time, but that's only one that you can do that to. And you're going to have to be proficient on majority of the maps. So I don't think it's down to that. I think it's just down to the fact that Titans were able to use such measured aggression, especially on Expo, with the amount of flanks that he was able to get off, along with some runouts, along with some early picks onto just unsuspecting players. And I think that's what's different here, is the fact that Ignite has kind of adapted to this and realized, oh, I'm aware of this flank with the flanking opportunities, like between Dixon. He's completely shut down 2 of the flanks so far, but then they've also utilized that themselves on their attack with possibly Mitchell or Cryptic sneaking out of a few stays where all the attention's it's just diverting the attention to be able to make some space with inside the defense.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you there, Winter. Everything you said there is completely on point. And I mean, we're going to see Team Ignite here on their first defensive hold here. They're going to be taking up CCTV and Cash. We saw how effectively they attacked it from that sort of construction and master bedroom side. I wonder if they're going to have anything to come out into play to counter that. I mean, we haven't seen anyone really try and take control of rafters or garage whatsoever. I don't even know if have we seen the Kennel's balcony open up once on an attack of CCTV and Cash there. We haven't, have we?
No, we have not, which is
it's so unusual.
It's nice not to see such a default push, which I wouldn't even say it's that useful unless you're going for a plant in CC. But majority of the times Ignite have been attacking, they've been going for a cash plant as getting the control of construction, making sure they have control of the west side of the building, and obviously shutting down those banks coming through, but it's always been a cash plant that they've tried to get down, which, especially if you're opening up main walls, yeah, it's useful to be able to put pressure on the players, but it also allows them to get pressure back onto you. You don't want to be losing players to a breach that you don't need open.
Exactly. And I mean, especially with looking at the operators that ban as well, with the Maverick off the board, we know how easily you can open up that kennel's balcony with Maverick in tow. I think they're going to struggle to open up this balcony. It looks like this is where Team Titans are going to push the sort of side of the map from this east side on the kennel's spawn. I mean, I was maybe hoping for a Cali coming out from Team Titans. We saw it before, and it's so unusual to sort of see Cali in competitive play that it makes such a nice treat. I mean, we've been spoilt for choice, really. If you're a fan of snipers, you've had Glaz and Cali on show today, so I wonder if we might see them again. Probably not, but we'll see how Team Titans are looking to set up to attack this one.
Well, they are doing this sort of push, like you said, from kennels onto the balcony. And they're going to have to clear out Cryptic. This is the pinnacle position that I said that would be used for Ramai when they did ban Ramai. But Jaeger is pretty good for a replacement with his ADSs. Not as very rechargeable as Ramai's ability, but it's still there to catch any projectiles coming at him. Maybe a nade, a few flashes, which is going to just bring a lot of utility on the side of Team Titans just to be able to clear him out.
I mean, I wonder what that's such an interesting outcome. I haven't seen one of those before, but they're going to be able to try and, oh my god, Dixon, that is so bold, and he somehow managed to get away with putting down that bandit charge. But look at this from Best, just going to storm on up red stairs here, and I don't think any players from Ignite know that he's here, and he's going to swing on in, pick up Dixon, surely predict that player in rotating probably out of construction. This is such a power position in favor of Team Titans here, with Best holding up on the top of red stairs here.
Certainly a position that you want to be in, and that's certainly a position he's going to make use of, picking up a second kill from in this round now onto Kelm, which is another support player playing site. Hopefully a lot of the flankers, roamers have returned back to site, like we've seen to Peta, and he's back on site thinking getting that down onto Best, just looking to finish the kill, but Indez is there. Possibly going for a pickup, but Tempesta's going to finish that kill there. No. Another down coming on to thing. And actually going massive, picking up another kill onto himself. For himself. Now it's back down to a 3v3.
I mean, Tempesta picks up his third kill of the round, and the man's got to be feeling an ace here. I don't think they're going to hand it to him. I think Cryptic's going to be holding this position very, very wisely, but Tempesta picks up his fourth kill of the round now, and Cryptic gets down, and Tempesta, can he get the ace here? I mean, it's almost a 2v1 here, with Cryptic down on rafters. As he's probably going to get that kill confirmed, and Tempesta pre-firing here, looking for that ace, and I believe, oh no, Wowen's managed to cross, the C4 misses, surely, and Wowen picks up Mitchell as well. He's going to get bomb in hand here. Tempesta's going to have to pre-fire through the floor here. That's bomb going to be planted. Tempesta, you've got to go, and you've got to go quickly. Surely he picks up an easy kill. He does indeed, picks up the ace, and also manages to get the defuse. What a round coming out from Tempesta there, as they take the lead into round 7 here, 5-2.
Defenders win.
Sure. I am absolutely sure Ignite are absolutely feeling themselves after that. Tempesta going absolutely massive, picking up those 3 early kills, picking up the kill onto the player coming from rafters as well. And then he was left into a 1v3 with a one person down. Then he was left in a 1v2, then a 1v1, but then the plank going down, not much the remaining player of Times could have done. He was running up the stairs to make sure there wasn't really much time for him to be able to 180 and maybe hit him in the back coming round through that rotate, but absolutely gone massive by Tempesta though. Props off to him.
I couldn't agree more, Winter. And I mean, if Wowen had have managed to pull that off, that would have been absolutely outrageous. I mean, either way, we see an ace coming out from Tempesta, which is absolutely incredible, or we see just against the odds 1v3 clutch coming out from Wowen. Both players putting in work that round, but the work is put in more by Tempesta there, as Ignite, they caught a light here. as they're 5-2 up here, and they're looking also impressive as they rotate down to Church and Arsenal here.
Yeah, I think they've ignited a little bit of fire in their soul, into their siege soul. They are showing up, and just look at the kills on the side of Ignite. We have 2 players on double digits, and it's not even Tempesta who just got an ace. This is just the showing and the absolute raw gun skill that we've seen from Ignite. And just the flanks, they've been shutting down the flanks whether they were on defense or on attack. They've managed
Attackers are heading out to defuse the
to
bomb.
hold on to their positions and only giving away 2 rounds. And that is impressive.
I mean, yeah, it's hugely impressive. And Cryptic's going to get aggressive, but really swiftly going to get shut down by Wowen. I feel that's probably a little bit late in the round, and that's such an obvious little spawn peek coming out from Cryptic there. But they're high on confidence, you can't blame them. If that goes the other way, it's momentum continuing in their favour. But poor old Cryptic gets taken off the board early, and it's just a good siege knowledge coming out from Wowen there.
Yeah, but look at that. They all are still worried about that window, but Tempesta are going to get a little bit aggressive, trying to shoot the player on repelling on chains. Loses a bit of HP, but still able to walk away with his life. But Cal now identifying that it's going to be quite a heavy tunnel push. And he's coming through dirt. Are they going to be quite surprised if there's a shotgun facing them down?
And I mean, yeah, you're not going to want to come up against a smoke with a shotgun point blank range. And I tell you what, he might not want to get into it, but Best is about to get into a fight here. He's going to get droned in though. They're going to get rid of... Oh my lord. I thought the ADS might get the second ash charge there as well. The smokes come in, and that's going to be a red ping onto Clown as well. I mean, Clown, we know with that shotgun, if his reaction time is fast enough, he's going to pick up that frag. Because all it takes is one shot, as opposed to just a lucky headshot coming out from Best, pushing down into dirt here. And that's going to be a little bit of a standoff there, as Wowen's going to look up to open up some vertical angles. A couple of C4s being ripped. They're not going to go off, and they're not going to pick anyone up either. And oh my god, that positioning from Tempesta is just so unorthodox, and it pays dividends. The C4 comes up, Tempesta gets Wowen, Clown gets Best, and they actually trade in dirt, actually. And it's almost a Tempesta show. Exploding Tempesta has switched over as Tempesta picks up 2k, and it's going to be 55 seconds left on the clock here. And in which way do you see this going, Winter?
Well, after that, a lovely kill from Tempesta. That's the third kill of the round. Now it's all down to Potato, who's coming the same way. They are aware the diffuser is down, so he's going to have to pick this up. But all eyes are going to be on Potato now.
And I mean, if Tempesta picks up this kill, that's going to be 9 kills in the last possible 10 kills that he could have got. And Potato, we saw him go big on that Ying in the final round of the last game, but I feel like he's up against it here. But yellow pings are going out. They know exactly where Potato is as well, and Potato truly up against it, as Tempesta's looking for that 4k. Free fire going out, not going to find anyone. In comes Potato. I don't think they realise he's there, and he's wisely just going to run away from that one. I don't know why he hasn't gone for the plant there. I think he assumes.
But maybe it was just the call of, I know where he is, possibly not going to be able to stake the plant, as the player was inside blue, and Tempesta doing the wise thing and having a little bit of jog up to oil pit there, just avoiding a little bit of a kill. But look at that scoreboard. There's 3 players double digits on the side of Ignite. I don't think it's any one person show. I think Ignite are just showing up this game. They are just proving that the last game was just a fluke. They were having a little bit of an off game right at the start. They started to get better, and they were gaining those rounds towards the end. But once you're on match point, there's not really much wiggle room you have to make maybe a mistake in 1 or 2 rounds. But it's their turn. It's their turn to have this comfort zone. They're 6-2 up. And last time we saw it was 5-5, 5-6, 5-7, but 6-2 on defense now. They're looking so promising.
I mean, yeah, and like you said, there's no wriggle room now for Team Titans here, and we know probably the harder thing to do in Siege is probably attacking, because the emphasis is on you. You're the players, you have to push the advantage. You either want to kill all the defenders, or you've got to get that diffuser down to disable the bomb. And when you're attacking, there's just so much more that can go wrong. And when you have to win the next 4 rounds just to take it to overtime, all it takes is that one little mistake coming out from Team Titans, and Ignite managed to draw this series up 1-1, and it's honours even points shared in this first league match.
Wiggle room is not much Titans have. They're going to have to execute this app perfectly, but we've seen before such well-coordinated attacks from Titans, like we saw on Oregon. But like I said, attacking is such a hard way and side to be on in Siege. If you haven't got the coordination, if you haven't got the information on how the defender is set up, if you haven't got the right utility, it's just something that defenders are probably a lot easier to play on your own and to play as a bit of a roaming on your own, but it's something that you need communication for.
100%, and I mean, communication has been on point for Ignite going into the second map. And I mean, they can just run down the clock here. The emphasis is on Team Titans here. They've got to win these next 4 rounds, as we see Mitchell. And look at the disgusting little bullet hole. You won't be able to use them for much longer, Tempeta, so make the most of them whilst you can.
Yeah, this is something that I really want to see. Can we see a reverse sweep? But Best is going to kick it off, taking Tempesta off the board. The man who's got 9 kills in the last 2 rounds. It's a good start for Titans. This is something that we want to be seeing if we are looking for that reverse sweep.
And oh my lord.
Cryptic with an absolute throw of his life, picking up Patata and X-Ray. Best answering back by picking up another 2 people, Cryptic and Helm.
I'm not entirely sure how Dixon or Best traded off there, but we go again, and as it's going to be down to Team Ignite, left in a 2v1. Sorry, and it's going to be down to a 1v1 here. Dixon knows exactly where Diz is. Diz hasn't got on too strongly in this game. And I tell you what, it's 1v1. Your hopes for Team Titan rely now on Indiz here. And Dixon, he can just run down the clock here, surely, Winter.
Well, there is 50 seconds. He can use his mirror window now to be able to get a little bit of a little look onto what's happening, but sound calls are going to come out. Seeing the player and connects that headshot. And that is it. 1 game to Titans, 1 game to Ignite, and that is them winning on not their map choice. They're losing the maps that they decide to go to, in which they are normally favoured to win, but Ignite 7-2 win on something that isn't their map choice is just, it's a showing, and it was very interesting to watch. But that C4 throw coming in from Cryptic was, I think he should be trying out for a sports team rather than on esports.
I mean, yeah, an incredible toss, and it's sort of 3 kills, isn't it? You don't have to get yourself into a gunfight. The C4 goes out. Best has tried his absolute best there, managed to pick up a 3k in the round. Unfortunately, it's not quite enough for the team of... oh my god, my mind's gone blank. For Team Titans there. But I tell you what, they're not going to be too disappointed. It's a draw. Honours are even. I mean, you've got to say maybe... probably going to be Team Titans a little bit more disappointed as opposed to Team Ignite there after looking oh so impressive. But let's not forget how crucial that performance was from Explo in the first map there.
Absolutely showed up. 21-7 as an opening match. The first game of this season. First game of the playoffs, and you show up 21-7. It's just MVP for that game. But then on the side of Club, who would you say is your MVP?
I mean, Tempeta played, we saw him go, I think it was maybe 10 or 11 kills in the end, but he did get 9 of those within 2 rounds. I think you've got to be looking at Cryptic there maybe. We mentioned him in the first game, one of the players to look out for. I feel like we definitely jinxed him there a little bit. But nice to see him respond and come back to it and pick it up. And I think he ends up with maybe 12 or 13 kills at the end of the game. So I think my man of the match for that one's got to go to Cryptic.
Yeah, Cryptic definitely. Cryptic definitely just... consistency, but then Tempeta just clutching those 2 rounds. But we do actually have a player coming in for an interview, I believe.
Hello there.
Hello.
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 Hello. How are you doing, Clown? Is it? Am I pronouncing that right as well?
No, absolutely not. It's Calm.
Kelm. All right. Well, how
Calm,
are you
yes.
doing, Kelm?
I'm doing good, thank you.
After that first map, talk us through how you're feeling after that first map, with sort of the performance coming out from Explo.
I mean, it was kind of yiked, obviously. But we are playing with two subs, so I think we just needed like Oregon as a warm up to get into it for club.
Yeah.
Like we were playing with our coach Dixon, and Tempera's also not on the roster anymore, so we kind of just tried our best, but we didn't have a full roster. On Oregon's, we just gave away a lot of picks. We weren't really prepared for Titan's aggressive playstyle, and they were just better on that map, I guess. Today.
But you definitely adapted a lot. Like we'd love to see on Clubhouse. I think it was Dixon being able to shut down a lot of the flanks when they were coming up main stage, just to be able to focus a lot of attention onto the actual breach, which is an amazing adaptation from you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he's obviously just the coach, so he's not really used to playing like flank watch soft support, but he did get into it on club. I mean, it's kind of easy as well. Just have to watch main stats.
I mean, I feel like you've done Dixon a little bit of a disservice there.
I mean, I'm just saying, like he's usually
No,
coach,
I know.
hasn't played for a
I'm only
while.
joking.
You know how it is. You know
Yeah.
how it is. Dixon is gonna understand. He's not gonna punish me, I hope.
But yeah,
Special shout out to my boy Team Peter for subbing, also for Dixon for subbing. Just wanted to say that as well. Yeah.
Absolute congratulations for this win on the second map, and unfortunately Oregon didn't go your way, but definitely a good showing on both maps, so congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the cast as well.
No worries. Thanks for putting on such a good show, my dude.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed these two games, and just these two teams going head to head is absolutely amazing to watch. But in the end, it does turn out to a draw, so both teams are going to be walking away with a win on each map. So I guess we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
And this was me and Tom Caston. Thank you very much for tuning in to Talent League, and see you next game.
True, guys. Have a lovely evening.